Sandeep sir, we are starting. Okay. Yes. Dear all, welcome to webinar on curriculum and exam reforms being organized by CEGR and supported by Soviet University. Center for Education Growth and Research is the leading and only education think tank in India created with more innovations. Dear all, welcome to webinar on curriculum. Over 10,000 aligned academicians, corporate and researcher, the CEGR National Council includes regulators from AICT, 100 plus vice chancellors from various regions of India, and leading industrialists. CEGR is the only education think tank to organize 56 successful events in 14 states on a single day under its flagship social initiative, that is Indian Education Festival. CEGR facilitated 3,500 plus education MOUs for the benefit of academic institutions from all over India. This year, we are organizing the Summit on Education Alliances on 28 August in New Delhi. This time, 500 plus universities and colleges, 100 plus industry founder and CXO, 50 plus government officers are participating and signing MOU for enhancing the quality of learning in academia. Today, we have very eminent panelists with a very relevant topic, that is curriculum and exam reforms. This is the need of the hour, and we are glad that we have a very good panel today and good number of audience joined on various social media. This event is live on various social media and large participants have joined from various social media, and we have given limited number of entry over the Zoom. With this, now we have a very strong panel, and we welcome Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, Senior Vice President CEGR and Chairman ASM Group of Institute to our webinar. We welcome you, sir. Then we have Professor A.K. Saxena, Chairman of Global Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. We welcome you, sir. Then we have Dr. Neeraj Saxena, Pro Chancellor at JIS University. So we welcome you, sir. Then we have Professor Senthil Ganesh, Managing Trustee, RBS Group of Institution. We welcome you, sir. We have Professor Ranjit Singh, Vice Chancellor, Soviet University. We welcome you, sir. Then we have a few more speakers with us, an eminent person. So we welcome you, all the participants and panelists. We also welcome Professor Dr. B.S. Yadav, Chancellor, IAS University, to the webinar. We welcome you, sir. Then
thank you.
We have many few persons who have joined with some other name. So that is the reason I am not able to recall the name. So we welcome you all, sir. And now I request Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, Senior Vice President CEGR and Chairman ASM Group of Institution, to present the welcome and opening remarks. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, sir.
Thank you very much, Ravish. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to welcome you today on this important webinar on curricular and examination reforms for the National Education Policy of India. This is an issue, I think, which is of paramount importance to our nation's future. Education is the cornerstone of a nation's progress, and NEP aims to transform India into a vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education. And At the heart of this transformation lie the reforms in curriculum and examinations, which are essential to nurture the competencies required for the 21st century skills. NEP envisions this to be a holistic, flexible, and multidisciplinary curriculum aligned with the needs of the students and the demands of the future. It also advocates for inclusion of contemporary subjects. It also focuses on the foundations. And when we talk of examination reforms, this has been a long source of stress for the students and really a barrier for true learning. I think unless we change our assessment systems, we will not be able to move in to the next level of education. The assessment should be competency-based assessments, which should shift the focus instead of testing memory to evaluating the application of knowledge and skills. We should look at modular board examinations. We should look at formative assessments, and the continuous and comprehensive evaluation is to be implemented. Use of technology will provide a very vital role in assessing these reforms. And if we use the technology, the digital tools and platforms will enable us to have personalized and adaptive assessments which can cater to individual learning needs of the students. When we look at online assessments, they can provide a real-time feedback and analytics, which will help educators tailor their teaching strategies very effectively. So I'm very happy that CEGR has again come up with a fantastic topic, which is at the heart of this NEP policy, and which will have a great impact into our teaching learning procedures, which I think is what every institution really exists for. So we have an amazing panel of speakers here, and we would like to hear the views of everyone so that how we can really understand these changes and we use the best cases and best practices which have been used in the institutions in CEGR so that everyone can benefit from this, and also we can ensure that everyone gets some actionable takeaways which they can implement into their institutions and into their teaching. So I once again wholeheartedly welcome you all to this webinar and congratulate Ravish and the team at CEGR to pick up such an important topic, which is at the heart and is vital to the complete existence and upliftment of the education sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Pandey, Chairman, ASM Group of Institutes. We are fortunate that today we have Dr. Alok Nath Dey, former CTO of Samsung. So he is also present in the webinar. Then we have Mr. Abhay Kulkarni, founder and trustee of IICMR Pune. Then we have Professor M.M. Goel, also former Vice Chancellor of Starix University, and few more Vice Chancellors is also on the list. So we welcome you all. And now I request Mr. Dr. Senthil Ganesh, Managing Trustee, RBS Group of Institutions, to present his view. Over to you, Senthil Ganesh, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ravish Roshan. Good afternoon, eminent panelists. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really a pleasure to take part in this discussion. I'm here to learn more from all of you than what I can share. But I have, this is a topical issue, as Dr. Sandeep just mentioned. This is the need of the hour for each and every college, institution, university, even from the schools, like the curricular and the testing. Actually, it should start from the schools, because by the time we get students into higher education, a lot of their learning styles and a lot of their attitudes are almost set. So, these before I share a couple of points on both the topics, I request maybe Ravish, Roshan, to also include schools, maybe under a different banner, because this is something that we have to start from the school also. Having said that, we all know what the artificial intelligence and the large language models, LLMs, and the likes of ChatGPT and the other LLMs are doing. The stuff that we are learning right now is fast becoming obsolete. And I'm not even sure whether the shelf life of the curriculums in most of the disciplines will even be for the next 4 years. So somebody who's studying in their first year, by the time they finish their fourth year, things are changing so fast, so quick. I don't know what relevance, or the advanced stuff definitely is going to be. And having said that, the basic principles of every discipline doesn't change. That is something that all of us have to impart in each and every discipline, whether it's engineering, humanities, arts, sciences, everything. So the basic principles have to be the same. At the same time, it's very, very important, I think, that we should include analytics, artificial intelligence into each and every discipline. So when I see the AI curriculums and the data science or analytics, whatever it's being branded, some of the curriculums are at a very, very high level for, hardcore data scientists. But I think we have to think even much, much more broader, where even a business student have to understand have to understand the applications of AI and data science and analytics, not necessarily the engineering or the coding part. Similarly, each and every discipline is going to be disrupted by the analytics. So whether, again, it's right from medicine to engineering and all streams of engineering. So somebody who wants to, who's trying to become a data scientist or even, not, a data engineer, I think the basic skills in statistics and in mathematics are very, very essential. And I think we need to concentrate more in those areas. And a lot of jobs are going to be present in the areas of data engineering. This is something that I'm seeing a trend, because data modeling is fast becoming automated. You have lots of software tools which create lots of models, and it kind of gives how well each and every model is doing. Almost it's all automated. But they say 80% of the task in any data science or AI project is data cleaning. So data engineering, data cleaning is something that I think, irrespective of disciplines, if our students get exposed to, I think that will give better job prospects. So in a nutshell, in terms of curriculum reforms, I would definitely suggest that courses relevant to the level of every discipline. I'm also seeing that even in humanities disciplines, AI is fast changing the way people are using the software tools to advance their disciplines. So not just programming part, but also how to engage with all these AI tools is something that we have to really concentrate in our curriculums, be it any discipline. Now, when it comes to examination, I also happen to be the chair of CII Coimbatore zone last year. And I've been very actively involved with CII for the past 10 years. For those of you who may not know CII, it's a pan-India body. It's a confederation of Indian industries where about 10,000 members are there in the whole of CII. And we say that 70% of India's GDP is produced by CII members. So this year, I'm involved in Industry Education Forum. Again, Dr. Sandeep was mentioning about application-oriented learning. And here we are actually going to try out one innovative pedagogy, you can say, or innovative approach to the application-based learning this year. We are going to launch it in a couple of weeks. So maybe in the next meeting, I would be able to share how well it went, what were the learnings. But basically, the premise was built on the idea that the students should have the opportunity to apply whatever they are learning in the classroom. And when you just say application through project or application through maybe at the end of the degree program through an internship, that is few and far between, we thought. And we were thinking how actively we can also bring the industry into this learning process and thereby create a good seamless connection between the institutions and the industry. So that was the objective of the forum this year. The topic that we have chosen is digital marketing strategies. We are forming 10 groups, and each group will have two people from one company, that is from an industry, 2 people from one company, 3 students and 1 faculty. Now, these students will be from business, from engineering, and from humanities, and 1 faculty from commerce or business disciplines. Because this being a digital marketing strategy course, we thought the faculty should be from a business background. Now, why are we including engineering? The reason is whenever you're creating a strategy for digital marketing, it's imperative that the problems are addressed, cross-functional problems are addressed. So it's just not selling your product is not the objective of digital or modern marketing. Solving customers' problems is the cornerstone of modern marketing. So with that objective, the customer problems can come from production, from operations, from marketing, from finance, from across the business functions. So that's why cross-functional teams are important. So we have each team will consist of, as I mentioned, 2 people from the industry, 3 from the institutions, and 1 faculty. And every week we are going to, after going over each master class, there'll be 8 master classes. After each master class, the group is expected to get together and complete a mini assignment for that particular week. And it will be done on the specific company who's participating in the group. That is the objective. So the application is going to be real time. The application is going to be done by the students along with the industry faculty and the along with the industry members and the faculty also. So this is going to be application-based learning right from the get-go. Every week it's going to be applied and it's going to get built on every week. By the end of 8 weeks, the company will get a full-fledged marketing strategy, which will be done with the help of students, faculty, and industry members. So this is one of a kind that we have not, at least in this in Coimbatore and in Tamil Nadu, we have not adopted in CII. So we hope that the application-based learning will come to fruition at a very high level. And this is one type of I can say assessment, or I don't know whether this is completely not a traditional way of assessing students, but this is one thing that I thought I will share with you. Maybe next time when when I have more data, I'll have something more to say. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm looking forward to hearing your views. Thank you, Mr. Ravish.
Thank you, Dr. Senthil Ganesh, Managing Trustee, RBS Group of Institution, for your time and for always supporting the CEGR. for the information of all the participants, RBS Group is one of the biggest group of Tamil Nadu with more than 50 plus colleges in the group, and it's from this group is started in 1983. So this is group is has a lot of legacy and lot of achievements. So thank you, sir, for your time and always supporting the various initiative of CAGR. Now
It'll be my pleasure.
Now I request engineer B.S. Yadav, Chancellor IAS University, to present his view. Before that, we also welcome Professor K.P. Yadav, Vice Chancellor, METS University from Raipur. So we welcome you, sir. Then we also welcome Mr. Pavan Saini, Chancellor of Capital University and Sikkim University. So we welcome you, sir. And then I request Engineer B.S. Yadav, Chancellor IAS University from Bhopal, to present his view. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Ravis. Good afternoon to all these renowned academicians, part of this important webinar on reform in curriculum and exam system. I think it's a very pertinent topic. And what I have heard from previous two speakers, and as per the NEP 2020, I think it's very important to align this syllabus with industry need. And the way this entire education system becomes up just like a corporate. So we have to do this change in curriculum, reform in examination system continuously. I think it should be at each 3 years it should be reviewed. And even for the mandate of this latest NAC guidelines and circular also, there should be a required change in periodically required change in curriculum should be happen. So looking the presence of all this renowned academician across country on this important forum of CGR, I would like to listen more about this topic. And once again, I thanks to our organizing team led by Ravis Roshan. And thanks to Mr. Dr. Sandeep Panchpande for this starting the theme of this very important webinar. Thank you.
Sir, have you completed, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Engineer B.S. Yadav, Chancellor IAS University, for your valuable views, and we look forward to your support in the coming time. We also welcome Professor N.K. Sinha, Vice Chancellor, Maharaja Agrishan Himalayan Garhwal University, to in the webinar. We welcome you, sir. And now I hand over the moderation part to Dr. Sandeep Panchpande, Chairman, ASM Group of Institutions and Senior Vice President to CEGR. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep Panchpande, sir.
Thank you very much, Ravish, and thank you, Yadav sir and Senthil sir, for setting the tone and giving such important inputs. Next, may I call upon Mr. Pavan Saini, Chancellor of Capital University, to please present his views on the topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Give me this opportunity. I welcome all the guests here. Today topic, I think, new education policy. Right, sir?
No, sir. Curriculum and exam reforms. What would be the curriculum and exam reforms?
Okay.
Yes.
आज थोड़ा मैं बोलना चाहूंगा करिकुलम के ऊपर। अभी तक जो चला आ रहा है सभी यूनिवर्सिटियों में पुराना ट्रेडिशनल ही चला आ रहा है। हम उसके अंदर नया सिलेबस कुछ जोड़ नहीं रहे हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू इंडस्ट्री रिक्वायरमेंट्स। तो सबसे पहले यूजीसी हमें थोड़ा सा फ्रीडम दे कि हम अपने सिलेबस को एज पर इंडस्ट्री रिक्वायरमेंट्स चेंज कर पाए, जिसमें हम थोड़ा सा ये चाहेंगे कि प्रैक्टिकल सिलेबस ज्यादा हो, थ्योरेटिकल सिलेबस कम हो। अभी मोस्टली यूनिवर्सिटीज क्या कर रही हैं, 70% थ्योरेटिकल या 60% थ्योरेटिकल सिलेबस को फॉलो कर रही हैं। हम ऐसी फ्रीडम चाहते हैं कि 50% थ्योरेटिकल हो और 50% प्रैक्टिकल इसमें अवेलेबल हो पाए एज पर इंडस्ट्री नीड्स। तो मैं रवीश सर से यही गुजारिश करूंगा कि इस पैनल को यूज करते हुए वो सभी यूनिवर्सिटीज को, AICTE, NAC, इन सबको एक रिकमेंडेशन सेंड करें कि सिलेबस में जो मॉडिफिकेशन है वो किया जाए और सिलेबस जो है प्रैक्टिकल ज्यादा हो, थ्योरेटिकल कम। थैंक यू सर, गिव मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी। ओके।
Thank you very much, sir, for your inputs there. Moving on, may I call Dr. A.K. Saxena, the Chairman, Global Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, to present his views. Over to you, sir.
First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Sandeep and Mr. Ravish, for inviting me to this webinar. I think I have listened to the previous two or three speakers. What I would suggest that, of course, we are thinking of curriculum, but the curriculum is also modernized. I will not say that it's not being changed; it is being changed. And I think a lot of emphasis, everybody is talking of artificial intelligence. And I would like to draw attention, particularly for the people, that though very easy to use this word artificial intelligence, everybody is thinking of putting it. But how many people know about it and how much we have gone about it in the improvement of our faculty? Are you listening my voice?
ठीक है, ओके, नीरज सक्सेना, और उसके बाद
hello. So I think this is very important, and so the faculties, those who are teaching artificial intelligence, or they should be also well aware of it. People are using artificial intelligence, so it is very good. And let me tell you, since I had been associated right in early 70s also, and at that time nobody was knowing artificial intelligence, where not very much, and I initiated when computer-aided drug design in this country. Dr. Sandeep, I think your mic is on, perhaps. So please mute that. So I think this is very important, that artificial intelligence is used. It should be used in the right direction. And those who are actually teaching artificial intelligence to the students also, they should also have a good knowledge of it. And the other important thing is also that then the curriculum should be of that kind that it should have, of course, basics and concepts to be cleared, because I'm finding the students who are coming, they don't have basics fundamentals. They are more learning through computers, and they are using the softwares without knowing what is behind it. So they should not use all this as a black box. Because I am dealing sometimes with started things with QSR, where I'm finding students, they know, sir, ये तो ऐसे ही आ जाता है, बटन इसको दबा देते हैं, सब कुछ आ जाता है, correlation coefficients आ जाता है, या फिर statistics आ जाती है. लेकिन what is behind it? While when I did it at that time, even computers were not there, so with the calculators we did. So the wisdom part is lacking in the students now because of the advancements of computers. So I think that part should also be in some way or the other inculcated into the curriculum, so that the students are not, they are not knowing what is behind it. The other important aspect which I would like to share is application. I think as the thing which is basic concepts, they are all important to be clear. Simultaneously, there should be a very good emphasis on the application part of it, which is most important. Because in India, we are perhaps lacking this in application. And just a simple example, so far medical studies are concerned in Germany, their question paper is of 300 pages, while the answer sheet, so they have to give actually the practical, the examinations, what they want, they are putting everything, and then a person at what disease you will diagnose for this. So they're giving, so it means they are giving practical training, number one. Second thing, they also want that the pupil should be ready all the time. It is not like they are not saying that we will take you, the paper today is of anatomy or the paper today is of physiology or their chemistry. They are getting the student ready for all. So one time when I was there discussing with some professors, I said, what do you have it? In India, we don't have this kind. When that the doctor is practicing, he's not preparing himself that today only the disease, this disease will come, or this part of will come, or the other day other one. So he has to be prepared all the time. So we want that the students should have all the knowledge all the time. Only what happened is on the first day, the 300 questions which they gave, next day they don't give that. But when the student is going to the examination, he is prepared for all syllabus. So I think, I don't know how far in India it can be. It is really very difficult. At one time, we are thinking that we should make less burden, less stress on the students. So we should break it. That is, of course, true at one time in the starting. But at the time of final, when the students are taking final degrees, I think this is very important that they should not show us that मैं तो भूल गया. I take interviews sometimes in professors interview. They say, sir, ये तो हमने high school में पढ़ा, intermediate में पढ़ा, हम भूल गए. So these kind of things, I think, I don't know how far they can be improved, but I think they need to be improved in whatever we want. We should have it. And I think the practicals experiment part is very, very important. I am finding that in many colleges, other things, even in the higher part, their students are not given that part that they are given that experimental working. The experimental working is very, very important. Sometimes I'm finding that the students, 6 students, 7 students watching one experiment. I think that's not the case. So I think those who are with the management of the colleges, management of universities, they should put emphasis onto it, particularly so for the experimentation part is concerned, which really gives the real knowledge to the student when he comes in forward in his life. So that part is also need to be had. And of course, the examination, the other important thing which I would like to address here is that I am finding that though people say, at one time we are saying we are reforming new education, on the other side, I am finding that in the professional colleges also, the strength of these students are not coming. They are not coming to attend the classes. Very big issue. And when I am going into depth of it, then I'm finding the students are just diverting, and because the institutions are also not strict, even they say that we will charge some little extra fee for it and you may not attend the class. I'm telling you I think students then are involved in some kind of partial jobs. I think that is really deteriorating the education in this country, particularly in many of private institutions. In the government too, government we don't say, because government institutions are always there, they are cheaper, or people are not going. Of course, the professional people are preferring, but so far the schools which are 10+2 people are not preferring these schools which are there. So I think these are the things that students also should be motivated. There should be motivation of the students also, which I am finding that they are going for the short-term gains, which should not be there. And so not only the topic which Ravish has put it, reforms in the part of curriculum, which is very, very important, of course, as well as the reforms in examination, both are very good. But simultaneously, we should have this background also, how the students we are bringing up them through our education to them. So adopt this. I think there are many other speakers. I will not take more time. Oh, thank you very much, Professor Sandeep and Dr. Ravish, Mr. Ravish.
Thank you so much, Saxena, sir. I think you're right. There's a lot what management institutes and engineerings can learn from the medical industry. That how they are doing it in real time almost, and giving practical exposure. And, we could also do it by using case studies and stimulations somewhere in education.
Yeah.
The management institutions and engineering colleges can definitely use that. Let me go ahead and now call Professor K.P. Yadav,
Thank you.
Vice Chancellor of Maths University, to please present his views. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Honorable dignitaries on the dais, to this webinar. honorable chancellors, vice chancellors, directors, registrars, and other participants. I think this is one of the best platform to convey, to discuss about this curriculum and examination reforms today. As we have seen, at the school education is concerned, up to the primary level, that is 1 to 5th class, there is around 12 crore 91 lakhs students are there, and we have the 26 lakhs teachers for that. Upper primary, that is 6 to 8 classes, we have around 6 crore 75 lakhs 94,000 students and 26 lakhs 12,000 around the teachers. Secondary 9th and 10th, we have around 3 crores 91 lakhs students and 40,000 teachers. Senior secondary, that is 11th and 12th, we have around 26 crores of students. Number of schools, 15 lakhs 22,346 and around 86 lakhs 91,000 teachers. This is the number, including the government and private both. As far as the higher education is concerned, colleges are around 45,000 and the universities are 1,113 as per the records so far. This education policy, new education policy that we are implementing, even in Chhattisgarh also, it is going to be implemented from this present year, 2024-25. And fortunately, I am the part of this committee from the government sector. So we have done a lot before implementing from this session. First, we have taken the consideration as higher education is concerned. That is credit, 40 credits in each year, but now the credits are implemented. If the students wants to get the exit from the first year only, then he has to opt at least internship or the project work, minimum the 4 credit, means 40 plus 4, then 44 discipline will be given. If he is going for the second year and after second year he wants to exit, then 40 plus 40, that is 80 credits will be the regular, plus 4 credits after this, because of his going out. So diploma certificate is required. So again, the 4 credits as a internship or the project work is required. Similar in the third year, because the third year there is mandatory part of the project work and internship, maybe whatever consideration is there. Then there is no separate consideration for that. And then 120 plus something other credits is required for that. There is a bachelor degree. After the 4 year of the degree, that is research or honors degree, there is obviously 160 credits minimum plus intern and internship and project works, whatever they required. That is the part of that one, the curriculum. PG is again changing to the 1 year now after the 4 year of the UG. If the UG is doing 3 years, then the PG will be the 2 years. The old system will maybe continue. As far as the exams reformation is concerned, the government, NEP, has suggested the formation of the National Assessment Center and the PARAK, P-A-R-A-K-H. PARAK means Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. So this is a new kind of things that is evaluated now, that is going to be implemented. Transforming assessment for student development. So this is PARAK has to be, means continuous performance evaluation is required in this NEP 2020. Like in the private sector, you have seen, or in some government sector also, annual examination system was there and regular assessment was not there. So internals, exams and regular assessment, even we have asked to the students in this Chhattisgarh state, once a student is going for the private, as a private student, even then he has to register in the beginning of the academic session. And he has to appear in the continuous assessment, that is the internal assessment or internal exams. NEP suggests open book written test also, closed book unit test also, and classroom participations. Means there are formative assessment is given to the students now. Psychological assessment is also given. That is, psychological domain include the physical movement, use of the motor skills areas, it requires the practice. Natural performance in the highest level of the a domain, followed by the clarity, clarity, deception, and simulation in the lowest level of the domain. Behavior by someone else, performance by maybe of the low quality. It involves repeating the action so, or that includes trying error until the correct answer is found. Management, accuracy, things. Cognitive measurements is also there. In case of the cognitive, information and memory, comprehension, synthesis. These are the way to monitor the students. Customization is also suggested there. Having a level of the high performance is natural. That is the without having to think much about it. That is answer automatically. The example that you can use the tools without think and new. This is direct some question like that. And some typical questions also, that is conceptual based question also. Design new progress card, that is Union territories to design the progress card now. School education, and they have the comprehensive 360-degree multi-dimensional reports. Not the 360-degree, now it has been asked to 360 degrees comprehensive multi-dimensional report. Progress card will be included the self-assessment, peer assessment, and teacher assessment. Cards that show the learner's progress and unique in the cognitive, tactile, social, emotional, and psychological fields. Progress in the project-based learning and question-based questions, questions, role plays, group work, portfolio, etc. should be included in the report cards. The new progression cards should innovate with the help of the parents also, and that has to show to the children and parents both. AI-based software will also can be developed to help the growth through the school years and help the students for their career decisions. So now the NEP is more focusing on the holistic development of the students instead of the earlier method where only the cramming days means that was you can see कि रट करके परीक्षा देने वाली जो पद्धति थी उसको अब चेंज किया जा रहा है कि अब जो है वो कंसेप्चुअल बेस होगी, सीखने के बेस पर होगी कि आपने पढ़ने के बाद क्या सीखा है. इफ यू हैव लर्न समथिंग, हर एक कोर्स के बाद एटलीस्ट स्टूडेंट्स के पास एक स्किल होगी या एक स्किल होनी चाहिए जिससे वो आगे फर्दर जॉब्स के लिए उसको इधर उधर भटकना नहीं पड़े, बायोडेटा लेकर के इधर उधर जाना नहीं पड़े. एटलीस्ट आफ्टर द ग्रेजुएशन हर do some their own kind of job or their own choice. इसलिए इसमें स्किल बेस को बहुत ज्यादा फोकस किया गया है. इसीलिए बी द रेगुलर फॉर्मेटिव एंड कंप्लीट, that is the assessment system, promote the learning and development on the assessment for learning, test the thinking and conceptual clarity. अभी तक क्या होता है कि conceptual clarity स्पेशली जो साइंटिफिक सब्जेक्ट्स है, मैथमेटिकल सब्जेक्ट है, या जो सब्जेक्ट जिनमें इस तरह का स्टूडेंट की नजर में लगता है मैथमेटिक्स ज्यादा है तो उसको कई बार वो क्रैम कर लेते हैं, लर्न मतलब रीड क्या करते हैं, याद कर लेते हैं, रट लेते हैं. तो रटिंग जो रट्टू तोता वाला हिसाब था वो खत्म किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि आगे अभी हमारा जो ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट है उसको भी बढ़ाना है. GR अभी 27% के आसपास था पीछे, उसको 35 तक that has to be reached to the up to the 50%. तो GR बढ़ाने के लिए भी स्कूल एजुकेशन में और हायर स्पेशली इन द हायर एजुकेशन में उसको बहुत अच्छी तरह से ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन, हाइब्रिड एजुकेशन और ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस जैसे फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशंस को भी इनवाइट किया गया है. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर इनवाइटेड सो दैट GR हमारा तेजी से बढ़ सके. तो रेगुलर फोकस ऑन द रेगुलर फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट फॉर लर्निंग रादर देन द समरेटिव असेसमेंट. तो पुराना हमारा जो था वो समरेटिव असेसमेंट था, उसको हम लोगों ने चेंज किया है. अभी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में गवर्नमेंट ने भी चेंज किया है. दैट इज फोकस ऑन द रेगुलर फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट फॉर लर्निंग रादर देन द समरेटिव असेसमेंट. फ्रॉम रोट मेमोराइजेशन स्किल्स टू मोर रेगुलर एंड फॉर्मेटिव व्हिच इज मोर कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड. Test higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking, and conceptual clarity. Increase the focus on the fundamental literacy see throughout the fundamental and preparatory schools and others higher educations also. So there is a number of changes, and even the universities and colleges have been asked. Colleges, they are not multidisciplinary. The minimum 3 multidisciplinary has been asked to at least have the 3 multidisciplinary cases and go more and more for the autonomous structure. And if the institutions are having the less admissions, like the less than 1,000 and cases of some cases less than the 3,000, then they have to be merged in future. And if one is having the good laboratories, that must be shared. Institutions must share their research from one to another, and within the country or within the other countries also, with the alignment of the MOUs through the other countries also, our students are asked to go for exchange programs. Even the teachers is also asked for the exchange programs, so that we can learn from the others. What they are doing better, what they are doing the best. So technological, not only in the technological parameters, on the parameters of the research also, that has to be shared, and we have to invite others, and we have to go other places, so that in future employable to all. So this is the main idea behind this implementing the NEP 2020. And implement in our institutions. With these words, I would like to thanks to the again Dr. Ravish and Dr. Sandeep Singh, and for that, thank you very much. If any query, please ask.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I think you have given a very comprehensive details of what things should be done and how they should be done. To move forward, let me call upon Dr. Neeraj Saxena, a long-term supporter of CEGR and now Pro-Chancellor of JIS University, to please present his views. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Ravish, for having me here in a virtual medium. My greetings to all the panelists, all the participants, and all the YouTube viewers. So let me start my points by first telling what mistakes we are committing in higher education. We don't, being academicians, we do not want to be subject to evaluation or scrutiny ourselves. But I have figured out 3 mistakes that we are committing. First mistake is that we consider higher education as linear extrapolation of primary and secondary. There's hardly any difference. The layout and design of classroom is same. The delivery of instruction is same. Format of examinations is same. You get a report card, and all that is exactly the same. So where is the difference? So fundamentally, it is flawed. And we rely heavily on predetermined content. Higher education is supposed to be challenging and prompting the learners to think. And by offering textbooks and learning material, we stop that. The primary student learns by memorizing. A secondary school student who is an adolescent learns by exploring. And an adult like us in higher education learns by experiencing. Therefore, what we do for primary cannot be extended to higher education. It is very sad that we say pedagogy. We use the term pedagogy for higher education. It's irrelevant. Pedagogy is for kids. बच्चों के लिए है. For adults, it is andragogy, whose principles are totally different from pedagogy. How to handle kids, how to teach kids. And now that we have access to information and we can proceed at our own pace, we need to follow the principle of heutagogy. Heutagogy is self-directed learning. So when we have access to resources, we are supposed to be following the principles of heutagogy, and that should be kept in the minds of people who prepare instructions, design books, learning material, and all that stuff. So basically, we adopt instructivist style of teaching for adults also, which is the grave mistake. Third is relying on examinations to assess competence. I'll come to this point. I'll elaborate that. Having said all that, let me turn to the two topics which are up there for discussion: reforms on curriculum and exams. If we note, and it is often quoted in the newspapers and media, that 25% of our students are employable. In my view, these are the ones who are self-driven, motivated, and have mastered the skill of evaluation and creativity. They don't really need classrooms and teachers. They will be on their own. So in higher education, we need to worry about the rest 75%. Towards that, the curriculum that we place before the students or the learners currently is a very boring stuff. It's not exciting anyone. So we often say that there is a huge gap between what industry wants and what academia prepares. So my suggestion would be that the fourth year should be completely in the hands of industry. Let them design the curriculum for the fourth year. First year, it can be entirely academics. Second year, some intervention of industry. Third, more of industry. And the fourth year, on that industry prescribed syllabus, it should be the teachers who should be working along with their students. Students should not be working alone. Their teachers should also be with them in solving that industry problem. The teachers also need to learn. They are not just there for instructions. Teacher as a transmitter of knowledge and information is no longer required. The role has been lost to the machines. And teachers need to elevate themselves to impart the skills like creativity, evaluation, analysis to the students. And if they are not trained, they will always end up delivering information and knowledge. In the curriculum, there should be challenges embedded. That's what will excite the students. If you just put some chapters and some with mapped with some credits, that is not going to excite. It may be an administrative exercise, but it is never going to produce a graduate with all attributes that we look towards. And when I say that adult learners should not be treated like kids, I would come to the point of examination reforms and say that there is no examination required for adults of the kind that we conduct. As we grow, we acquire the abilities of remembering as kid, then understanding, applying knowledge, analysis, evaluation, and create. So the higher education should be entirely about evaluation and creativity. Nothing of remembering and understanding, because this is Bloom's taxonomy. And as we move up, the lower skills, cognitive skills are automatically taken care of. And sadly, we believe that a student in graduate classes is empty-headed. He doesn't know the analytical skills, the skills to remember and apply. So we assume it for granted and create a mess. There should be no book teaching. The students should be learned to read on their own. They should approach their teachers when they find problems, when they encounter problems and are unable to understand. It is then, so teachers should be available for solving problems, for addressing their issues, not for standing on a blackboard. That phase has gone. The role of teacher has changed. And if we expect our graduating students to be creative, the memory testing should be reduced to 0. It does not help industry either. Industry has invented, because academia has not given up its examination for testing memory, industry has come out with own ways. They now spot talent in hackathons, and they analyze the talents and the aptitude by looking at the profiles of the students in social media. So if we believe that marks are the pointers for job, sorry, that's not the case now. It used to be once. And if we do not allow freedom to the students, what is the use of things like academic bank of credit? If everything is fixed by the university, then why do we need a bank? A student should be free to pick whatever credits he or she requires. And if we make these changes, which I have suggested, curriculum, the final year should be entirely from the industry, and examination should be done away with, replace it with assessments. It could be using rubrics. I'm sure higher education will be a joy. It will not be a stress, not just for students, but for the teachers and for the universities also. So I stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neeraj sir, for giving such a elaborated and a very different view, and of course, letting us know what we are doing wrong. So that takes me back to my MBA days at UK, where we had open book tests. Right? So it was just about testing us. And when we used to go to talk to our faculty about marks, and they used to say, "Why are you worried about marks? Just you are an MBA itself is prestigious enough for you to get jobs." But the mindset with us is yet different. And I think the mindset of the industry also should change. Because they're the ones who always insist on a particular score to shortlist the students. They should find some other mechanisms for shortlisting them. So, and you're right, sir, in saying that I think the biggest learning comes in executive education, because there is no examination, but there are different parameters through which you are judged. So yes, I think it's time to adopt those changes. May I now call upon Professor N.K. Sinha, Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra Agrasen Himalayan Garhwal University, to present his views. Over to you, sir. N.K. Sinha, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep ji, giving me opportunity, and I'm really thankful to Ravi ji that he is organizing these type of webinars on regular interval. Really, this topic is a great brainstorming topic. Yesterday, I interacted with one Indonesian people, and I come to know that he is recruiting students who has no formal education. He has been given opportunity in the workshop, in the industry, and on the basis of instructions of supervisors, they are getting knowledge, they are getting skills, and they are getting opportunity to develop himself in terms of language, in terms of skills, in terms of attitude, and in terms of values also. I asked him that whether the government is allowing you to do that. He is a person from Gujarat state, and he migrated there around 30 years back. And he said that yes, government is approaching now to us that yes, you get land from us, you develop institution here, we will fund you. But you need to certify it from the government university. Yes, your person is getting a skill, getting knowledge, and sound knowledge, and there is no fear that he will move in other industry or other places. So industry also devotes their fund to train the students. These are the things they shared. And I simply explained that we have regulators. In technical education, we have AICT. In medical education, we have MCI and allied area Pharmacy Council of India. These regulators always creates a guideline and allow us to work under those guidelines. Recently, we adopted new education policy, and University Grant Commission has given credit framework to create an environment of learning or develop curriculum. On the basis of that guidelines, state government, where I am, Uttarakhand, also developed different sort of guidelines to develop curriculum. And always you will find when there is a freedom to a teacher, to an institution, the employability and entrepreneurship will come out. I remember in 96, 97, a large number of institutions came in India to impart PGDM course. And in those time, every institution has freedom to develop their curriculum and impart education and training. And the students got placed well. Some of the students started their enterprises. And in recent, we developed model of MBAs, Master of Business Administration, and it is monitored by AICT, regulated by AICT, and the curriculum developed by the university. So there is a huge gap between the market demand and the regulators' guidelines. So the regulators need to approach industry what they want, because students is coming to the institution and asking first that what is the placement, and placement is the criteria for getting admission in the institution. where there is a huge placement or high degree of placement, student approaches that institution first. So regulators and the industry and the institution come closer, develop curriculum, and setting aside what did earlier, we must follow that and we must move ahead. Thank you, sir, giving me opportunity to this webinar.
Thank you very much, Sinha sir. I think
Sandeep sir, we have Mr. Vikas Khanduri. He is the founder and CEO of Viva Voyages Private Limited. So we request you, Vikas Khanduri sir, to present your view. Over to you, Vikas Khanduri sir. He is the from the industry, and we look forward to his industry perspective. Over to you, Vikas Khanduri sir.
Vikas sir, you're muted, sir.
Yes, Vikas sir, you are on the mute mode, sir. दे दो. Vikas sir, please unmute yourself. I think there is some technical glitch on behalf of the Vikas Khanduri sir. We have Dr. Alok Nath De. Dr. Alok Nath De sir, are you here, sir? Vikas sir, are you able to access, sir? We have also Subham, Mr. Subham Turandare. He is the founder of Subham, are you here? He is the founder of Stadium, which deals with the education accreditation and reforming the education. Subham, are you here? Now I request Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, Chairman ASM Group of Institution, for the closing remarks. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, sir.
Thank you very much, Ravish. I think it has been an amazing learning experience where people have shared a lot of practical inputs which can be implemented into making these reforms into teaching as well as into the examinations. we have had examples of, what can be done with the medical industry, what we can learn from them, how the education and the higher education should be different, how the hiring pattern needs to change. And ultimately, I think what is required is a complete change in our mindsets and in the way we do the delivery of students and change with the times. The current students have very little attention spans, and they are very good at technology. So I think we should adopt to technology and make sure that we give them a very engaging, personalized content and not focus and away, or I would say rather focus away from testing for memory and rote learning to testing for application of knowledge and understanding of the knowledge. I think that is the key for us to ensure that we progress into the higher education. And as Sinha sir, last point he put up, that yes, many companies have already started recruiting people without asking them about their formal education. So unless we education institutions gear up for this, we are heading in for a very difficult time ahead. So, thank you everyone for your support to CEGR as always, and putting in very, very practical, relevant views and suggestions which can be implemented and taken away. We look forward to your continued support in further events as well. Thank you, and look forward to meeting you at the next CEGR event. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Pachpande, Senior Vice President CEGR and Chairman ASM Group of Institutions. We are grateful to all the panelists and all the participants who have joined this webinar from the different social media and social platform. So we are grateful to everyone. On behalf of CEGR, we assure you that we will be coming up with many more knowledge sharing session, and we will bring more knowledge sharing session. You will get all the updates about our various knowledge sharing sessions and information on our website www.C for Center, E for Education, G for Growth, R for Research.in. So please visit our website, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will get all the information and information about all the upcoming activities. So we thankful to all the panelists, and look forward to meet you in next webinar. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.